It's another Getting Real with Ashleydawn. I'm Ashleydawn, and I want to get real with you. So, I was talking to a friend, and we were just talking about how you just kind of got to let things be what they are. You can't force it. You can't make a square peg go into a round hole. You can't force a puzzle piece into a place that it doesn't belong. You kind of just got to let it be. And her and I were talking about how there is a puzzle in your life and how every single piece of that puzzle is on purpose. But those pieces will only fit in where they're meant to fit in. You can't force them somewhere else. You can't kind of try to make them squeeze. I mean, you can, but you'll ruin the whole puzzle because you'll throw everything off. So often in our lives, we kind of do things our own way. We want things our own way, and God tells us no, and we're like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And so we force a puzzle piece into somewhere where it doesn't belong. We force that, square peg into that round hole, or vice versa, and it's like it doesn't belong there. Sometimes you just got to let it be what it is. You can't, change somebody's mind. If they have it in their mind of something, you can't change it. Like, goodness gracious, with, anything politically based, arguing on Facebook or arguing at a coffee shop is not going to change anyone's opinions or ideas. Arguing about beliefs is not going to change anybody's ideas. You know what changes somebody's idea? Them seeing you live out your life the way that you say you're living out your life. When you are authentic, when you are the same person, your actions match your words, that's what changes people's minds. The way that you treat them, the way that you treat others, that's what changes people's minds. Your opinion does not change their mind. You arguing your opinion does not change their mind. So we were just talking about, you just got to let it be. If there is somebody that is dead set in their mind on believing something that is not true, you kind of just got to let them find out for themselves. I told her, we were at dinner last night, and I said, have you ever seen a toddler? And toddlers have this idea of they want something, and it's in their head that it has to be this way, and they get all frustrated, and they're screaming and throwing a fit because they want something a certain way. You kind of just got to back up and let them figure it out on their own, let them fall on their face. And then once that happens, then they'll stop fussing and screaming. It's kind of like when a child is pushing up against your legs, or they want a toy, or they want food that they're not going to like, and so you give them the food that they're not going to like, and they spit it out, and you're like, see, I told you. That's with kids. But how often do we do stuff, do we say stuff, and God in His love is like, you don't even know. You do not even know. I think, at least for me, that God's shaking His head on a daily basis like, Ashleydawn, stop going after that thing. I done told you that it's not going to make you happy. I done told you that you don't like that food. Stop trying to eat it. I done told you that person means you no good. Stop it. Just let it be. Let it be the way it is. That job is not going to change. That person is not going to change. Just let it be. Let it be and keep it moving. I was talking to my other friend Carolina, and we were talking about that too. Sometimes things happen in your life and you just got to keep it moving. Have you ever, been somewhere and something falls or something breaks, or, it's not yours. You just kind of got to step over it and go around. Maybe there's a mess on the ground. Just got to step over it and go around. Don't even fuss with trying to fix it or pick it up. It ain't yours. Just step around it. Sometimes you just got to keep it moving. And in my life especially, I have just realized in this last year that I got to let it be. I can't try to fix anybody. I can't try to help anybody. There are people that don't want to be helped. There are people that don't want to be fixed. There are people that don't want to be happy. There are people that you could give $1 million to, and they would literally say, no, thank you. And you're like, but it's $1 million and you're in debt. And they'd be like, no, thank you. You could give the best advice in the world to somebody, and you. I don't want that advice. And you're like, but I have the answer to the problems that you're struggling with. And they're like, no, thank you. You're like, no, but I have the answer. No, thank you. Okay. I've just realized, like, you got to let it be. Let people be. Medea, right? Medea says it all the time. Tyler Perry and his little depiction of Medea. Let people be. Let it be. Don't force it. Don't fight it. If there is something that is meant to be, it will be. And if there ain't, it won't be. And you say, well, that's not proper English. No, it's not proper English, but it makes a whole lot of sense. If something isn't meant to be, no matter how much you manipulate or, try to figure it out or plan or, strategize, you're not going to make it work. Excuse me. You're not going to make it work. Have you ever had, okay, so I don't like unsweet tea. And I have gone to restaurants and they've been like, well, we don't have sweet tea, but we have unsweet and we have sugar. And I've tried to make unsweet tea work. I have put sugar packets in it. I've put sugar cubes in it. The only thing that works is the the simple syrup, like the liquefied sugar, which essentially is like sweet tea. But anything else will not work. I can't force it. And if there's any kind of grain in my tea, I'm not drinking it. So I could try to force tea to be sweet all day long, but if it's not sweet tea, it's not sweet tea. You can try to make that man into who you know that he could be, but he ain't going to be that. If he don't want to, he ain't going to be that. Even if he's telling you all the right things, even if he's promising you all these different things, and he's saying, oh, I promise I'm going to be this, I promise I'm going to be that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Unless you see actions matching those words, don't believe it. Guys lie. Guys manipulate. Guys will tell you things that they don't mean just to get things that they want from you. Don't believe it. Seriously, don't believe it. That friend, that is trying to, maybe you got something that they want, maybe you got tickets, you got front row seats, backstage pass, whatever, and they're, oh, I miss you, I haven't heard from you in so long, how have you been, we should get together. No, they don't want to get together, they want them tickets. Sometimes you just gotta let it be. Sometimes you just gotta let people be people. Sometimes you just gotta keep it moving, as Carolina and I were talking about last night. Keep it moving. Sometimes there are people in your life that you can love and you can have the greatest intentions for and the greatest plans for, and you can do every single thing in your power to help somebody, but they don't want to be helped. You can do everything in your power to love someone, but they don't want to be loved. And it's so funny because a lot of times the person that you're, pouring all this love out to will be like, no, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. And then the next person they get that doesn't give them the time of day, or that's a jerk to them, or that treats them like crap, they'll fall in love with them. People always want what they can't have. And when they can have it, they don't want it. And then when they can't have it anymore, then they want it. It's so messed up. It really is. It's kind of like a cat. Like if you ever tried to play a game with a cat, maybe you got a laser, a cat toy, whatever, and you're trying to play a game with a cat, and so you're like doing the little thing. Well, when you want to play with the cat does not want to play with you. When you don't want to play with the cat, that's when the cat wants to play with the toy. Isn't that funny? It's so funny to me. And it's the same sometimes with people. Sometimes people want to be your friend when you don't want nothing to do with them. But when you were going out of your way, planning birthday parties and planning girls' trips and doing all this stuff, they didn't want anything to do with you. Or vice versa. It could be, a guy that you're in a relationship with and you're pouring yourself out. I just know from experience that what's meant to be will be. You don't have to convince somebody of how special you are, because the right person will see it and the wrong person won't. And so that should be your sign right there. If the person in your life doesn't see how special you are, you're probably not the person for them. And vice versa. If you can't see how somebody else is special, they're probably not the person for you. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you just got to let it be. Let it be what it is. Just kind of deal with it as it comes and be like, you know what? You tried to hurt me, or maybe you did hurt me, but I'm not going to let you ruin the puzzle that is my life, ruin the plan that is my life, ruin the amazing thing that God's doing in my life. I'm just going to keep it moving, and I'm going to let it be. What do you need to let it be in your life? Have you ever done something, like maybe you did your hair and you were having a bad hair day and it just was not going the way you wanted it to go? And you kind of you got a choice. You can either, put a hat on or just let it be. I've done that, and I've been like, you know what? This hair ain't really working for me, but I'm just going to let it be. This outfit really ain't working for me, but I'm just going to let it be. There's been so many times that I've wanted to wear a certain outfit and I've put it on and I'm like, yeah, this ain't really working. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wear it anyway, right? I'm just going to let it be. Don't force it. What are you forcing in your life? Maybe you need to evaluate like what you're forcing and stop forcing it. I know that's like, seems real simple, but sometimes the simplest advice is the best advice. What are you forcing in your life? What is driving you crazy that you're trying to fix, that you're trying to do, and it's just not working at all? Think about it. Stop trying to force it. If it's meant to be, it'll be. If you're supposed to be with that person, you will be. If they're treating you like junk, get rid of them. Nobody deserves to be treated like junk. Nobody deserves to be treated like trash. If they're not treating you good, baby, keep it moving. Sometimes you just gotta let it be. You just gotta let people be people, and you gotta let them alone. Maybe they're not your person. Maybe they're not meant to be a part of your life. It could be a friend, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, whatever. Maybe they're not supposed to be there. That's my little encouragement for the day. I hope it encouraged you. I'm like fading. I don't know if you can like tell in my video, but like I'm yawning a lot. I've been go from one thing to the next thing all morning since like 6 o'clock. And I have not eaten anything but some little energy bites. And I am hungry. So guess where I'm going? My favorite little place, Chick-fil-A. No, I'm not sponsored, but I could be. Holla at your girl. So, yes. And Chick-fil-A has a line wrapped around the building. Wow, people are crazy. People are so crazy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And now you're going to block the drive-thru. Why are you honking at me? I can't go nowhere, homie. I swear, people, like this little lady behind me and her big old Cadillac Escalade is in some kind of rush. And I can't help you. And she's getting upset that I'm stopping for all these people to walk by. Good night. Ooh. She must be real hangry. It's funny because sometimes I look back at these videos and I can see like the people in their car, like in the back. It's just funny. Oh, they're having like a little picnic on the tailgate. That's cute. So anyway, you just gotta let it be. Sometimes things don't work out the way you think they will. You just gotta let it be. You gotta roll with the punches. You gotta just listen. God has good things in store. And most of the time, what God has in store is, goodness gracious, 1,000,000 times better than anything that you could have in store for yourself. I have a little rainbow necklace. I don't know if you can see it. My mom got it for me. To remind me that God has always shown me his love in rainbows. Yesterday, I was driving and God painted a rainbow in front of the sky, and it was really cool because normally, you know, rainbows are like that. It literally was a line across the sky, like almost in a line. And it was God's reminder to me that I'm in line with him, and he's going to bless me, and he's going to prosper me, and he is going to do everything that I need him to do. That sounds kind of crazy. Not that I need him to do, but God has good plans for me, and I can trust him, and I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to plan for it myself because God's already doing it. And that rainbow reminded me of that. And so my mom got me a little rainbow so I wouldn't forget God's promises to me. That God has all my dreams and all my desires in the palm of his hand. And if I just trust him, and if I just follow him, and if I just seek him and his will over my own, my every dream will be fulfilled. Sometimes I get in my head and I think, will this happen? Will this happen? And I, get it like a little glimmer of hope, and I'm like, this is it. And then I get my heart broken, and then I get let down, and then I'm like, like people that have big hearts that love a lot hurt a lot. And with as much love and excitement and enthusiasm as I give, I get crushed equally as much. And it's hard because when you love people so much, you really give them the ability to hurt you. You give them your heart, and sometimes they take a knife and stab it. Sometimes they throw it in the trash. Sometimes they throw it on the ground and stomp on it. Sometimes they play ping pong with it. And it's hard and it hurts. And the level that you love sometimes is the level that you get hurt. But you have to understand that even when you get hurt, God is still working it out for your good. That sometimes you just got to let it be. Sometimes you just got to deal with it, right? Like, I got divorced, 6 years ago? 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And that was hard. It was hard to realize that this dream that I had was not a dream at all. It was a nightmare. And that was very, very difficult for me. And I kind of just had to let it be. Like, I couldn't control the things that my ex was doing. I couldn't control that. I couldn't control his faithfulness. I couldn't control his commitment level. I couldn't control him. I had to just let it be. Friends that have done not so nice things, I can't control it. I just got to let it be. What's the serenity prayer? God, give me the courage to accept the things that I can't change, the strength to, what is it? God, give me the courage to, it's like, face the things I can't change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And I do pray that. I mean, not exactly that prayer, but similar is like, God, give me wisdom. I don't want to do anything that offends you. I don't want to do anything that doesn't glorify you. Like, God, give me wisdom. Help me to know what's from you and what's not from you. Like, yesterday, I needed a sign. I needed God to show me that he saw me and that he sees me and that he every day is watching me and has my best interest. And so I had a pretty hard day, and I just saw that little glimmer of hope, that little rainbow, and it made everything better. Can I have the chicken strip, the 4-piece?
For the order, please.
Ashleydawn.
And you say you would like the chicken strips?
Yes, please. The meal and large with a Coke.
And we have a chicken and a 4-count.
4, please.
All right, large and a large Coke.
Yes, and can I have the fries well done?
Sure.
Or crispy, please?
My pleasure.
And Chick-fil-A sauce.
Sure. Would that be all for you?
Yes, and I have cash.
And you can pay at the window.
Okay.
So I have a 4-count strip, large fries. I have them well done.
Thank you.
And my pleasure. And I have a large Coke and I have a Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yes.
New York total is going to be $10.60 at the window.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
We said that.
I know. We're like twins. Sometimes you just got to let things be, and you just have to thank God in the process. Like, my biggest prayer, and I mean, prayer is just talking to God, but my biggest prayer lately has been me thanking God for not giving me what I wanted or what I thought I wanted. Literally me saying, God, thank you that you didn't give me this relationship that I thought I wanted so bad, that I dreamed about, that I planned for, that I had this whole little life, figured out, that I thought it was a fairy tale. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I had this whole life planned. Like, God, thank you that you didn't let that happen. Thank you that you didn't let me settle for somebody who didn't realize how special I am. God, thank you. And I'm going to be doing a lot more videos in the future about that season of my life. I'm still healing, and God's still working different things out. And I never want to speak something when I'm not healed from it. And I never want to... I never want to share things that could negatively affect or impact the person, even though they did me wrong, even though they did me dirty, even though they were not a good person in my life. I am a woman of God, and I am a woman of grace, and I am a woman that is kind and generous, and I am a sweetheart. And so I am not going to disrespect or show somebody in a disrespectful light, if that makes sense. And sometimes when you're not completely healed, you can say things and you can just not have as much grace and not have as much respect for somebody that has hurt you in the process. And so I'm not going to share those things yet, but when I am healed and when I feel ready to share those in a situation where I don't feel is going to be disrespectful, or I don't feel is going to be kind of out of place of anger, I'll share those. But I'm thankful that God didn't give me what I thought I wanted. And I am so thankful that he broke my heart. Well, God didn't break my heart, but that he allowed my heart to be broken, because it fixed my vision and it showed me what I deserve. It really did show me what I deserve, and it's everything that I wasn't